Hello, like Orion. Hello, community world. You may wonder why I'm in a business attire. Well, I am business, and I am between Taorminas.
Yes, indeed. We're here on Between Taorminas, joined by the Taorminas. Boys, where you at?
Hanging in there?
Huh? You doing all right?
Yeah, hanging in there.
You know, you look good as usual.
The business look.
Good to see you.
I hate ties.
You hate ties?
I hate shirt and ties.
Why?
I just don't like it. It's not a good feeling for me.
Oh, boy, really?
Nope.
What's your favorite attire to wear?
Just a shirt, pants, and sandals.
Shirt, pants, and sandals.
Yes.
What kind of shirt? Red Wing shirt?
Star shirt.
Star shirt? Yeah, okay, whatever. Well, we're not going to talk fashion here for the whole show. We are going to talk
in
a little...
your face, Mrs. Griswold.
We are going to talk a little Red Wings and the season that was. We're going to talk some Tigers and the season that is, and hopefully it's getting better. And then we got a little hodgepodge at the end featuring Larry Brown, John L. Smith, and Meta World Peace. So, boys, let's get started with some Red Wings. They're gone. You're right.
Yep.
So what? See you later.
Bye-bye. Ta-ta, Detroit.
It's your time to talk about it.
Ta-ta, Detroit. You know what I mean? We knew you well. Time to blow up that hockey team of yours. Time to blow it up because Detroit looked so bad in that series against Nashville. They ran into a very good goalie in Pecorine. They got to really address that goalie situation down there.
What?
They do. They had to address it.
Oh,
because
how?
Jimmy Howard is not as, everybody ranks Jimmy Howard as a good goalie. You know what I mean?
He's a good goalie.
He's not that good. He looked average in that series. And Mike Babcock deserves to be fired. Mike Babcock needs to be fired.
What?
If you look at it, couple consecutive losses to San Jose, and then of course this first round, that's not going to help his job security.
All right. What's the foundation? Like what are we trying? What are the Red Wings trying to do?
They need to get younger.
But why fire the coach? Why let go of the goalie?
They need to clean house. I mean, they got to get younger somehow. They're getting older.
Oh my gosh.
Remember what I said a couple weeks ago about, when I talked about the older generation and the younger generation. Look what happened here. You're noticing Vancouver's gone. San Jose is gone. Chicago's gone. Detroit is gone. Maybe there's possibly a case where these younger Lions are trying to set the standard, prove themselves in the NHL playoffs, and we're really seeing it in the Western Conference.
I think there's something to that. Do you think, Anthony, that they should fire Mike Babcock?
No, I don't think they should fire Mike Babcock. I think Mike Babcock should still stay in Detroit.
Yeah.
I think Babcock's a good enough coach to where that he can be, that he can bring the Wings into they're still a good team, but the thing is, I do agree with Sammy, they do need to get younger, of course. A lot of that, in many ways, they're kind of stale.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're becoming stale, they're becoming predictable, and if you look at, then we're in the history where that's been going. I do think they need to get younger. The question is, do you implode the team? Do you blow up the team? Or do you just slowly but surely? Because the Wings are so low in the draft that that it's hard to do. But I think it is very doable.
Let's look at their minor league team.
The Grand Rapids Griffins.
Grand Rapids was not very good this year. You know what I mean? If you look at, of course, with the Stars had their youth movement. The Avalanche had their youth movement. You know what I mean? It's time for Detroit to have their youth movement. Because, if you look at it with this example here, I mean, Detroiters are. I mean, Detroit is not getting any younger anytime soon. Even with the SC Conservatives, they're not getting any younger.
Is it possibly maybe we can give credit to where credit's due? Nashville won the series outright. They were honestly the better team. They had the goalie. The Wings ran into a very hot goalie. The Wings were very, I'm not going to say they were outmatched because they did get their fair share of shots, but you've got to give credit to where credit's due. Nashville played one heck of a series, and they deserve to be in the second round right now.
I really think if the teams left, Nashville has a good shot to go far.
They have a good shot.
You know what I mean?
I think the team to look out for, to be honest, is Los Angeles.
The Kings,
Oh, yeah.
Because Los Angeles beat a very good Vancouver team. I'm not stale, Vancouver.
Vancouver didn't have Daniel Sedin.
Vancouver, like the Wings, also was very, very stale as well.
I mean, Vancouver had to go through a goalie change. They had to go through.
Yeah.
Roberto Luongo got benched for Corey Schneider. I mean, like, if you look at it, I think
that tells you Vancouver doesn't have a good team.
Vancouver doesn't trust Roberto Luongo. I mean, like, LA got hot at the right time, and I think the team. But I also think the team to watch right now, and people are starting to get on the bandwagon of this team, is the Phoenix Coyotes. The Phoenix Coyotes won their first round game in 33 years when they knocked out the Chicago Blackhawks. They've had a history of losing. They had to deal with Detroit every year in the first round.
Yeah.
But this is a good opportunity. If you're a fan of the Coyotes, you know what I mean? Wile E. Coyote must be happy right now.
If you're a fan of the younger teams in the NHL, the teams that you don't expect to see advance, then you're a big fan of this series. Then you're a big fan of this playoffs because all these teams that are in, especially in the West,
Underdogs.
are inexperienced. They're very young. They're very hungry. I mean, the question is it the dawn of a new era in the West? Especially with what happened in the playoffs with the Wings and the Sharks and the Canucks.
That is an intriguing question. Now, so just moving forward with these playoffs, who do you think has the best shot in the West aside from Phoenix? Are you both in unison thinking it's Phoenix, or?
I think that LA has a very good chance of doing it.
Behind Jonathan Quick?
I wouldn't count out St. Louis because St. Louis is the highest seed in the West right now.
Also very good goaltending.
Yes. But I would say I'm gonna sing the Kings for right now.
Kings?
I think it's a team to beat.
I'm gonna say Nashville because of this
Nashville.
reason. Because Nashville's got a good defense. They got opportunities for goal scoring, and of course they got Pecorino. I think Nashville, well, what they showed to Detroit, was that there is a change coming. That the change of the guard is already here, and I think that, and a lot of people in Nashville got to give credit to Barry Trotz for what he's done with Nashville, because he took over an expansion team in Nashville, and then he brought him to the second round. I think Nashville is the most dangerous team right now in these playoffs, and I think they have a good chance to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I can't disagree. I mean, what they have, what Phoenix doesn't, they can score goals. You know what I mean? LA has a hard time scoring goals.
Or Shane Doan. It'd be nice to see Shane Doan hosting a Stanley Cup.
But did you see when they knocked off Chicago? Was it game 6?
Yes.
Did you see how many shots they had on goal after 2 periods? 8. Phoenix had 8 shots on goal.
And they still won.
They still won. Chicago had 28.
Well, we're noticing, too, if you look at good goaltending, look at the Wings and Predators series, look at how many shots the Wings had against Ekarime, and you look, same thing happened in Phoenix, Chicago.
That's true. Timely goal scoring. All right, boys, I think that's going to wrap up the NHL talk for today. We'll revisit it next week when there's more going on, you know what I mean, as playoffs get going. We come back, we're going to talk a little Tigers baseball here on Between Taorminas.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on Orion Neighborhood Television. Boys, it's April, it's in the D, and the Tigers are playing. A lot of expectations, not living up to them just yet. Some issues with pitching, some issues with their lineup so far. What's been the biggest issue, however, thus far?
Pitching, if you look at it, because this team has not been the same without Doug Fister. I mean, ever since then, they've starting rotation has not been good. I thought, their young pitchers are struggling right now. And
Smiley's been all right.
Smiley's been all right, but Scherzer, where have you gone? Where has you gone, Max Scherzer? It's another bad outing yesterday against Seattle.
Seattle.
Against Seattle. Seattle cannot hit, and yet you allow 7 earned against them. Are you kidding me?
Actually, he didn't allow 7. I think he allowed 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, Ant, what's been the biggest issue so far to you?
I think the biggest issue has been offense. I think the Tigers are over-relying on Cabrera and Fielder to produce their offense.
Yeah.
Their defense has long been a problem, whether Brandon Inge is in there or not.
Right.
I think that
he's been struggling at the plate and at second base.
I think if you look at I don't think there's any reason to panic yet.
Right.
Yes,
because it's still very, very early to tell.
Right.
But I do think the Tigers will eventually get it together. It's in life, it's just like in life. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Right.
And that's what the season is right now.
I think there is panic.
You think there is panic?
Because if you look at it with this perspective here with the Tigers, Cleveland's starting to get hot. You know what I mean? Cleveland, Chicago, and then of course, a lot of people think the Tigers are going to run away with this division. I still think they're going to run away with this division, but they gotta play better.
You don't want to peak too early.
Better.
That's a good point, Ant. And one thing that I would like to provide is some semblance of comfort to the Tigers fans in the city. Remember last year, kind of hanging around for a while.
They hung around.
Remember they struggled against Seattle last year.
Yep.
Rayburn, of course, did not perform until July. We're seeing a lot of parallels this season to last season.
But you saw what happened with the Tigers. They produced against the Central.
Right.
And look what happened. The Tigers got rewarded.
But it's been a bad start against the Central because Chicago. I know they swept Kansas City, but Chicago's still a team you got to beat.
The Tigers ran into a hot Texas team. Texas is still a very, very good team. They're still the standard bearers of the American League. And until you beat Texas, how good is the Tigers?
Let's look at this though. Last year, Cleveland was all the rage in the MLB. They were one of the hottest teams, and the Tigers were fighting them for first place in the Central, right?
They were last place, I remember one time last year.
Look at though where Cleveland finished last year. They finished 2 games below 500 and second in the division.
Yep.
All right, so I'm not panicking yet.
You shouldn't be.
I am a little bit.
Sam's getting a little worried.
Yep.
And do you see? Okay, you got New York this weekend, big series on the road.
Yep.
See, that's another thing. This schedule right out the gate is pretty tough, and we have the toughest schedule.
But
as
Seattle, this should be a cupcake for the Tigers. If you look at it, it should be.
This should be a game they should be winning. And
Right.
a series they should be winning. I agree.
But this has got potential to be a very, very competitive series. I do think the Tigers are kind of overlooking Seattle a little bit in preparation for the New York series.
Could be.
It's possible.
I think right now they're just trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
After that hot start,
Right.
I don't
Well,
know.
it's another AL East team, so I mean, we'll see how it goes.
See how it goes. Anything you look forward to in the Yankee series?
Well, that right porch at right field at Yankee Stadium.
I want Prince to hit a bomb every night.
Oh, that would be lovely. Plus Cabrera, you know what I mean?
He
Promise
can go the
that-
opposite way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all you gotta do is just hit a nice pop up there, and it's already gone.
I hate that place.
You know,
The evil Empire
just
Bronx.
think about going to
Yes.
Fenway. you
Hey,
know what I mean?
remember what
Yeah.
happened the last time the Tigers went into New York?
Game 5, Jose Valverde struck out.
Hey,
Who was
Rodriguez.
it?
Been
Who
struggling
was
with
it?
too.
Alex Rodriguez.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Yep, Aroyd.
Aroyd.
Huh.
Good one. All right. Anything you want to say to to wrap up this Tiger talk here for the week?
Tigers. Do well in New York. That's all I say.
God bless. Ant, you got anything?
Especially you, Ryan Rayburn.
We'll see you in July.
Well,
Not we'll trade him.
No.
I have nothing to say.
Got nothing to say?
Nothing.
Just hold on tight.
Yep. Hold on, hope. Ow!
I have no hope.
All right. Well, either way. We come back. We're going to talk a little, what are we going to talk? A couple coaches, an idiot named Meta World Peace, and we're going to call some people out here on Between Taorminas.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Got a little bit of a hodgepodge here of topics. First, we'd like to discuss Larry Brown being hired as coach at SMU. Huh?
Oh, it's a good place for him to be in Dallas. I mean, like, he's going to the Big East. Going to the Big East, you know what I mean?
Is it kind of weird though? Kind of a fall?
No,
Kind of a fall for him?
not really, because he's won an NCAA championship at Kansas, and he won an NBA title with the Pistons. You know, it's another challenge
Right,
for him.
but he can't get another NBA job.
Why does this guy not just retire, for crying out loud? I mean, how old is he?
70 something.
Okay, do you think a 70-something-year-old coach should be coaching?
If he still is relevant, yeah. No? You just think he should be done?
He should be just done and get it over with.
So
Almost
wants to
argumentative of Leland, of the Tigers.
Whoa,
almost.
whoa. You saying Leland ought to be out of here?
I mean, look how old he is.
He's like
I'm
70.
not saying that he's not.
Maybe.
I'm not saying he's not a bad coach, but I mean, if you look at, Larry Brown has done all he can.
Olympics.
Go out on the Hall
National
Hall of Fame
championship.
on a good note. I think this is being done because of that. Don't end your career on a bad note. I mean, and I think that this is all just a dang publicity.
This is just too much, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough, I guess. Can't get an NBA job. Don't want to quit. Go coach in the Big East. All right. Right? Okay, another coach. One that we know around here, John L. Smith, is now with Arkansas to replace Petrino. Yeah.
This has got disaster written all over
Think
it.
so? Tell me why.
Yes. We saw what John L. Smith did at Michigan State.
Yeah.
He almost destroyed that program.
Yeah.
And if you look at his record of success I think a lot of people are saying that this is a good move for Arkansas because he has experience in the system.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a good move. I think this is going to be bound to fail at Arkansas, and everything that happened at Arkansas might get destroyed.
Okay. Sam?
Well, he was 22-26 in Michigan State. I mean, like, if you look at what he's done, I mean, like, successful at Louisville, failed at Michigan State. He served a couple years as special teams coach at Arkansas before taking his alma mater job at Weber State before going back to Arkansas on a 10-month, $850,000 job. But I just think it's looking for disaster with John L. Smith because, like, his Michigan State failures as a coach, and, of course, let's not forget they play in the toughest division in football, the SEC West, when they have Alabama and Louisiana State in their division.
Right.
That's not, and then you got Auburn in there too. You know, Mississippi State in there. That's disaster written all over.
Yeah.
So no faith in John L.
No faith.
No faith at all.
I've got to agree with you guys on that one.
No faith.
Anything you want to add in with the coaches? Want to move on to Ronnie?
Like with John L, it's just like, you know, we'll see what happens with Arkansas. He's got a really good team coming in there.
Yeah. We'll see if he can continue recruiting. If he's even around.
I think I've got the looks of a coach right now with this look.
You think you can do a better job than John L?
The football coach?
Yeah. Well, call him
Who
up.
knows?
Call up the Razorbacks.
Who knows? We'll see.
All right. Meta World Peace. Can he just leave? Can he why a 7-game ban? Why isn't he out of the league?
He should be out of the league.
You know?
He should be out of the league.
Repeat offender. He's an idiot.
He should be out of the league because, like, if you look at it, Meta World Peace is done. It's like he's went into a brawl. He's basically become a Mickey Mouse organization by himself. And why would you change your name to Meta World Peace in the first place when your real name really is Ron Artest? I mean, you do this when cheering a dunk? Come on, man.
Oh.
That's not peaceful.
No.
No,
What do you think?
that's not peaceful at all. Ron Artest should be ashamed of himself.
I don't think he is, but
No, he's saying that it was unintentional. I think he's trying to reach out to Harden and apologize to him.
yeah.
I respect him for that, but at the same time, you know, Ron Artest is going to be held accountable. I cannot regard him as made of world peace.
Do you think he's even worth keeping around? Is he even that good of a player?
Nope.
Is he even that big of a contributor?
I think to the Lakers, in terms of defense, the Lakers don't have a lot of defense. So I would say in terms of defensive purposes, the Lakers want to keep him around for that.
Yeah.
Also, because if you look at the Lakers don't have when they lost Derek Fisher, who becomes their soul? Who becomes their defensive leader? That defensive
Not Kobe
leader.
Bryant.
That defense starts with Ron Artest.
I guess. Do you see him after this playoff run coming back
No.
to any team at all?
No.
I can't see it.
Especially not a team named the Detroit Pistons either.
Oh boy, I hope not.
I,
that would never
I
happen.
actually do see him returning to the Lakers
To
because
the Lakers.
I
I don't
do
even know what his
think
contract is.
I
don't know.
I can see him returning to the Lakers.
All right. Well,
They wanted him.
I guess, but it hasn't really panned out.
Hmm.
Any final words on Ron Artest, Meta World Peace?
Bye. If you see David Stern, give him a punch in the neck for me.
He would do it.
Oh, yeah, I know he would.
Ronnie would do it.
Yep.
Okay, whatever.
I have no comment.
You got anything to say, though, about a weekly call-out? I think it's that time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You look pretty good. You look like you're ready to really call somebody out.
Yes.
So, look in your camera and do your thing.
I like to call out the NCAA, particularly recently, on the conference expansions. I think that some of these conference expansions are eliminating old school rivalries. A good example is Texas A&M. In Texas, they used to have a very, very competitive yet big rivalry. Now A&M is moving to the SEC, and Texas is staying in the Big 12. On a personal note, obviously being in the Summit League / Mid-Continent Conference, Oakland, there's been lots of talk about Oakland going to the Horizon League. Haven't heard anything about that. I've obviously seen Oral Roberts leave for the Southland. Obviously they're going for travel reasons, but why take away a good rivalry like that for money? And it's proving the point that this league is all about money. NCAA, they need to do better in terms of eliminating in terms of retaining those rivalries and not eliminating them.
Well said. Well said. I'd like to call somebody out, if that's okay with you guys. I'd like to call out a man that I actually have a bit of respect for, and that's Mickey Loomis, the general manager of the New Orleans Saints. And I respect him because he put together a team of 7th-round draft picks, unsigned free agents. He got Drew Brees off of a surgery that no one wanted to touch him, really. And he built a world champion. We are learning that he may have done so under very risque, I guess would be the word. Devious, evil, tyrannous intentions, and means of success. But you know what? Mickey Loomis, you're the head of the New Orleans Saints. Get your head out of your rear end, and try to do what you can to bring a little bit of respectability back if we ever see you again. You're serving an 8-game suspension. Whatever happens with your little Spygate, in addition to Bountygate fiasco, I don't know. But good luck, and hopefully we don't see you in the funny papers.
Speaking of a tyranny, I wanted to talk about a tyrant. His name he's a former Buckeye. His name is Kirk Herbstreit. You're hated in Ann Arbor. I know that. But you know what? Why do you hype yourself? Let's look at it. Thursday night games, you were on the air. You know what I mean? You were play-by-play analyst. And let's see here. You decide, I need to be in the spotlight. You know, you have an annual game after yourself. I mean, nobody likes you, especially in Ann Arbor. I could just tell when they boo you every single time during college game day. And
what about East Lansing? Same thing.
Yeah, East Lansing, same thing, because you played for the Buckeyes. And now on every primetime game you're hyping up these players that we don't even know about. You know, you're hyping up teams as well, like Alabama or LSU, like all these teams, the SEC. You don't even talk about the Big Ten a lot. You don't even talk about the Big 12, or especially not the ACC. Kirk Herbstreit, I'm ashamed of you. You're a disappointment to me, and you're a disgrace to college football announcing in general.
Well said.
Wow.
Well said. Anything else anyone wants to add as we close up here this episode?
Yes, I actually would like to say something.
Okay.
As far as being in this look, this attire, I would like to, say a couple of things, couple shout outs. First thing, obviously, Kyle Wood, you said, come back on the show, episode 10. You did great there. Looking forward to your return. Other guys, still respect your elders.
Sam, you want to say anything, bud?
Well, David Stern, you're a moron and a nincompoop. I rest my case.
Any shout-outs for you?
I think we should close the show on that. You've been watching Between Taorminas here on ONTV. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everyone.